My dog's licking his feet almost constantly. What should I do? Well, that's a huge subject, but I'm going to try to cover it as quickly as possible. The number one cause of foot licking is actually atopy, which is a contact and inhalant allergy, or at least that's what it's called. I personally think it's kind of an irritation caused by ground level micropollution, which is a fancy word for smog and pollen that's laying on the ground where the dogs live. And there's an interesting environment relative to the dog's feet, and that is these days dog feet have way more hair on them than our wild dog ancestors. So you'll see dogs with tons of hair under between the pads, and you'll see dogs with hair, tons of hair on top of the webbing, and the webbing is oil gland rich and has a tendency to stay kind of moist, especially if they're licking all the time, which causes ground level micropollution to stick in the feet more, so they lick more, and it's kind of a vicious cycle. And then with that dense hair, eventually, sometimes, the dense hair will tangle up and hold juices and grossness. And, well, I said all that to say this. One of the keys to eliminating foot licking is foot wipes. And that's as easy as just either spraying the feet with some sort of a cleanser, Pantene spray, warm water, a Cetaphil wipe, an aloe baby wipe, just a wet washcloth. Basically wash the dog's feet on the daily when the foot licking is bad. That knocks down at least half of it. And then I think the main reason I did this video was because also there's a lot of dogs, if you look very closely, there's a lot of dogs with stuff between the pads, like tufts of matted hair and grossness and hair between the pads underneath and on top. And I wanted to bring up with you the possibility of sacrificing a little bit in looks and having the groomer trim the feet, like a poodle cut of the feet. Doesn't even have to go all the way down the leg, just down to the foot, and then just have the hair on the foot cut very, very close. It will help a lot, especially with regular cleaning of the feet. Again, whether you use a Cetaphil wipe, aloe baby wipe, or a warm wet washcloth. Sometimes with foot licking, medications become important because if the top three causes of foot licking are actually atopy, then and then fungus and then bacterial infections, then those three may require medications, allergy medicines like antihistamines and sometimes steroids or CYTOPOINT, and all of those are covered in other places in my website at drjohnson.com or drjohnson.com. You can read about atopy and CYTOPOINT, steroid therapy, antibiotics. In any event, medications may be required in addition to the foot cleaning and the foot shaving. My favorite medicine for that is to clear up any infections that may be going on and complicating things, and then as soon as those are cleared up, jump on board with a CYTOPOINT shot. CYTOPOINT is basically a vaccine against itching. It's amazing. Works great. I've only seen it fail in one case. It literally gave the dog 2 shots of it and nothing happened. Everybody else's dog works great. In any event, so that's foot licking. To recap, foot licking is caused by atopic allergy, picking up dust and pollen off the ground, and sometimes fungal infections, sometimes bacterial infections. Management of atopy is keeping the feet clean. Keeping the feet clean is aided by shaving the hair off, and especially from in between the pads, noticing conditions there. Using Cetaphil wipes, aloe baby wipes, or just wet washcloths are fine, and then medications if needed to combat fungal, bacterial, or allergic disorders in between the foot pads. It can be brought under control. It just has to be a very thorough approach. It's not adequate just to give a steroid shot and go, see ya, because the dog could be walking around with knots of hair between the toe pads, and then no wonder no medicines work. Anyway, sorry it's happening. It's very common in Georgia, and if you have any questions, you can find help on my website at drjohnson.com. Thanks.